Hello and welcome to Nursery Rhymes in Modern Times, where we investigate the songs and rhymes that have been traditional and modern and where they fit in with contemporary society. So we've talked a lot about kind of the big picture ideas of nursery rhymes and how society utilizes them, how they support early literacy development. And today I want to just talk about one nursery rhyme that is probably familiar to you. It's called Itsy Bitsy Spider. So in case you're not familiar, we'll sing it together. The itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again. So that is one that a lot of kiddos grow up learning. You might have heard it as Incy Wincy Spider, Itsy Bitsy Spider. There's lots of different modifications to that beginning, but the idea is that you use your fingers to climb up the water spout. You have the rain come down, the sun come out. So there's lots of opportunity for movement, for crossing the midline, for working on that fine motor skill development, and for learning vocabulary. For example, water spout. How often in your regular day-to-day conversation do you use the word water spout? I don't. And a lot of kids are unfamiliar with what exactly that is. But as they listen to the song and they have the context of what exactly is happening with the spider who's climbing up and then gets washed down, you can put together that it's a tube that a spider is climbing up, that water comes down. So as you're outside looking at houses, you're going to see these downspouts and say, oh, there we go, a water spout. And maybe there's a spider in there that might get washed out with the rain. So this song is one that is really fun to do in story time because it really touches on a lot of those hallmarks of early literacy. You can also do it in Spanish if you're familiar with Spanish. La araña pequeñita subió, 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 vino la lluvia y se la llevó. Salió el sol y todo lo secó, y la araña pequeñita subió, subió, subió. So same idea, you've got the same tune, just different words, and the idea is the same. So when you're working with kiddos, even if they are not fluent in Spanish, you can still use this with them. They're going to be able to copy your movements, they're going to recognize the tune, and they might learn some vocabulary along the way. It's also a really nice way to incorporate, if you've got a multilingual audience, you can connect the two through the same song. So this is a really fun one to use in early literacy. Like I said, it really does touch on a lot of those important pieces of early literacy and motor development. So in a storytime context and with kids in general, we're trying to do gross motor movement because that leads to fine motor movement. So as kiddos are able to move their bodies around in space, they're going to increase their proprioception, which means that they are going to understand how their bodies move in space, how big their bodies are in space, and how to move around without knocking into other things. So as they get more familiar with that proprioception, everything can kind of get smaller and smaller and smaller till they're starting to do little things like this or like this, which helps them build the strength in the muscles that they'll need for writing. So even though you've got a 2-year-old who probably won't be writing for a while, you can do this song or similar songs with them to help enhance their ability to be able to do those things later on. There's a lot that can happen with little kiddos in the first years of life. Nursery rhymes are super, super helpful with that, especially because you can repeat them. Chances are you're going to hear your little one singing this song as they're getting themselves down for their nap or while you're eating dinner. And the repetition helps to build all of those neural connections that help them as they grow and get ready for school as well. So thank you so much for joining me for this conversation in nursery rhymes in modern times. I would love to hear from you. Feel free to share comments below. You can also feel free to email me directly. And remember to like, subscribe, and share so that other folks can get in on the conversation as well. Thanks again so much for joining me, and I will see you next time.